Coming up on SUTV, we'll catch you up on Tuesday night's debate.
And later, we'll let you know about SUU's interview with the debate political candidates. Stay tuned.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Carol Cook.
And I'm Race Knutson. The annual Miss SUU pageant was held Monday night in honor of Homecoming Week. 8 girls competed for the title. The girls performed a talent, spirit wear, and formal wear. They were also asked different questions like, what would you do if you were president of SUU? Or what fictional character best describes you? Finally, India Mack was crowned this year's Miss SUU with Cassidy Harmon as runner-up. Allie Lind won the People's Choice Award.
It's homecoming week here at SUU. The Students Programming Board has been hosting events every day this week. Tonight is the Powder Puff football game at 7 p.m. on the football field. Directly following the game, there will be a pep rally held in the American First Event Center. Tomorrow is the alumni-hosted event Forever Red on the Upper Quad starting at 7:30 p.m. featuring the ABBA tribute band, ABBA Mania. The event will also include carnival games, food, and bounce houses. Forever Red is free and open to the public. Saturday is full of events, starting with the Homecoming Parade on Center Street at 10 a.m. and the Homecoming Tailgate at 10:30 p.m. The football game against Sacramento State, and then finally the Headphone Dance at 9 p.m.
On Tuesday, the America First Event Center was packed with people looking to see what the Utah Senate candidates thought of some of Utah's most important issues. Our reporter, Kurt Meekum, has the highlights of the debate.
The Utah Senate debate between former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney and Salt Lake County Councilwoman Jenny Wilson was held in the America First Event Center Tuesday night. Due to their previous work together in the 2002 Salt Lake Winter Olympics, Romney and Wilson were able to throw aside courtesy titles.
I also want to indicate that Jenny Wilson and I have known each other for a long time. We worked together at the Olympics. We're friends. Our families are friends. Utah would not be in bad shape with either one of us representing our fine state.
However, that did not stop sibling-like jabs being thrown between the two.
I am concerned about the comments that you have made supporting this budget with a $2 trillion increase, all the while saying that you're a deficit hawk. And I just don't think that that's genuine.
Wilson also referenced how Romney seems to have changed his views on gun control since he was governor of Massachusetts in 2004.
I guess we're going to play multiple choice Mitt, because you've said one thing when you went to run for governor, another thing as governor, then you went off to run for president, and now you're seeking to serve us in the U.S. Senate from Utah. I don't know if it's A, B, C, or D, but I see that it does change.
However, the two did find common ground in the nomination process of new Justice Kavanaugh.
This process is awful. The process for confirming a nominee to the Supreme Court is simply a mess, and we saw it explicitly.
Well, I found the process heartbreaking. And again, having worked in Congress in the 90s, it was divided then. This was unbelievable, and I really felt frustrated.
Romney was also asked about previous comments he made on President Donald Trump being a fraud.
I don't always agree with what he says, or with his tweets. But when there's something of great significance, then I will speak my mind and do my best to represent the values and feelings of the people of Utah. But I also believe that he is president and that he's doing a lot of things that are very helpful for our state, and I'll support him in those things.
The Senate election will be on November 6th to replace Senator Orrin Hatch, who is not seeking election for the first time since 1976. For SUTV News, I'm Kurt Meekum.
Romney and Wilson also made an appearance on KSUU Thunder 9.1 the next morning. Romney said that he would continue to fight for the things he believed in.
As you know, I ran for president. I didn't win. But just because you don't get promoted to general doesn't mean you stop fighting. And I keep fighting for the things I believe in. I believe we're spending too much money at the federal government level. We have to pull back and to make sure that we don't put a huge burden of debt and interest on coming generations.
Wilson, on the other hand, doubled down on her jabs towards Romney and said she is not stopping her campaign.
How do you feel about the statement Romney made last night about, quote, both of you being good choices for Utah?
I think I'm the better choice. I appreciate that my opponent recognized I'm a good choice, but I really believe with Romney we're going to get more of the same, and we're not going to get a direct answer. And as much as I like him and enjoyed working with him, I did point out that we can play multiple choice Mitt when it comes to Mitt Romney.
Security for the debate was on high alert after an incident last month in St. George with Congressman Chris Stewart. On September 17th, a man arose from the audience and approached the microphone in front of Stewart. He then proclaimed that, quote, vaccines cause autism. Fast forward a couple weeks, the man, later identified as Corbin McMillan from California, pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor on October 1st in the St. George Justice Court. McMillan was also handed a 180-day jail sentence, a $680 fine, and 12 months of probation.
Coming up, we'll fill you in on the death of a child in Cedar City.
And later, we'll let you know about the damages caused by Hurricane Michael.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
A Cedar City man accused of killing his girlfriend's young child reportedly tried to cover up the crime by claiming there was an ATV accident, then convinced the boy's mother to go along with the story. 25-year-old Gavin Michael Haar was charged Wednesday in Iron County's 5th District Court with murder and child abuse. The child's mother was also charged with child abuse and obstructing justice. Reportedly, while Hall was at work and Haar was home watching the boy, she received a text message from Haar that there was an emergency. The boy was pronounced dead at a Cedar City hospital. The medical examiner concluded that the boy died of blunt force injuries to the abdomen. The medical examiner determined the manner of death was homicide.
Hurricane Michael made landfall in Florida Panhandle Wednesday morning. The Category 4 storm has surges up to 13 feet and wind speeds reaching 115 miles per hour. Over 30,000 people were warned to evacuate from Central Florida to the Panhandle area. After leveling coastal towns, the hurricane continued its path north through the Carolinas. The storm has claimed a total of 6 lives. Neighborhoods are in ruins with hundreds of thousands of people currently without power.
One of the biggest video game tournaments in the world has just started on October 1st. The game League of Legends has become one of the most popular games in the world, with over 67 million players and millions of people who have come together to cheer on over 20 teams go throughout the stage bracket, with only one coming out on top. With 3 teams representing North America, the teams are Cloud9, 100 Thieves, and Team Liquid. So far, it's only in the play-in stage and has not yet gone to the knockout stage. The group stage will end on the 17th, and the finals will be October 19th and 20th. Well, that sounds really interesting. I have never heard of it, but apparently one of the most popular games in the world at this time.
I've never heard of it either, but
don't even know if it's a computer game or a console game. I imagine it's a computer game.
I'm assuming it's a computer game.
With that many people playing online.
It's crazy. But we've had a surge of weather lately. Oh yes, before we cut to commercial, let's take a quick peek at the weather.
Welcome to SU News with weatherman Zach Adams here. For you guys, the weather starts cloudy currently right now. Currently cloudy, 48 degrees. Coming up, I'll let you know the weather. The rain turns to snow. Stay tuned.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Suicide touches the lives of many Americans. You may know someone who's attempted suicide or someone who died from it. Perhaps even you have had thoughts of suicide. For every American who dies from suicide, many others attempt it, and even more may consider taking their own life. I need your help. Please call the number on your screen to learn how you can help prevent suicide.
Welcome to Cedar City weather. As you can see, currently it's right now a little bit cloudy outside, 48 degrees, precipitation about 72%, humidity is at 83%, and the wind's about 13 miles per hour, so good time to fly a kite if you want, I guess. Next, up in Logan, it's about 50 degrees up there, going down a little bit lower, about 55 in Ogden. Salt Lake City, again, 55 degrees. Provo's get a little bit warmer, didn't change it, 85 degrees. Down in Richfield, it's 62 degrees. Cedar City, again, like I said earlier, 48, rainy. Down in St. George, it's a perfect weather at 78 degrees. Next for you guys, throughout the week, it's going to be a fun homecoming week. We're here on Thursday, 54 degrees as the high, 34 as the low. Rainy, rainy, like I said earlier. Friday is 61 degrees tomorrow. Those are going to be about 32 degrees. On Saturday, the big football game is going to be about 64 degrees. And 3 degrees out of low, cloudy. Sunday, 47 degrees, that's a lucky number, fun fact. 23 degrees is going to be the low. On Monday, the final day is going to be 53 degrees, and the low is going to be 27. That's all for you guys today. Back to you, Kurt.
Looks like we're finally moving on from the storm.
Well, hopefully we'll be moving out tomorrow. I know I was getting a little rained on the way into the studio just today. It was pretty wet outside.
Yep. Thank you for the weather update, Zach. Here's a quick look on what's coming up next in sports.
Got SU football, we've got the MLB postseason and the NBA preseason. Don't go anywhere.
If you store your guns properly, I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories.
And I won't have to tell my kids. This isn't a drill.
Please.
Please, do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always, lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
If you keep tanning, indoors or out, the effects of harmful rays will show up on your skin. Wrinkles, age spots, and an increased risk of melanoma, the second most common cancer in women 15 to 29. Stop tanning. Time may not be on your side. Learn how to protect your skin at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Cancer will strike more than 175,000 kids worldwide this year alone. The likelihood that teens and young adults will survive cancer is far greater when treated by pediatric oncologists. Survival can depend on experts in childhood cancer and collaborative groundbreaking research. To learn how you can help keep these kids in play, go to stbaldrick's.org/inplay or standuptocancer.org/pediatrics.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome to SUTV Sports. I'm Kate Higbee. Last week, the Thunderbirds went into Cheney, Washington to face the 4th-ranked Eastern Washington Eagles, looking to get their first win of the season. Although the T-Birds beat the Eagles last year in Cedar City, the Eagles got their revenge in a 55-17 domination of SUU. The loss dropped the Thunderbirds to 0-5 on the season and 0-2 in the Big Sky Conference play. Through 5 games this year, the T-Birds are giving up an average of 312 passing yards per game, far worse than the 269 yards per game average last season. Head coach Demario Warren said after the game that there is one person a win ultimately comes down to.
Obviously not the result we wanted. We came out here to win a football game. We're not playing well enough to beat any top-level team like Eastern Washington at home. It's just we're not good enough, and that's on me. It starts with me, it ends with me, and we got to find a way to get better as a football team, and that starts on Sunday all over again.
The T-Birds will now turn their attention to their first home game in over a month, as this week's rightfully named homecoming game will be against the Sacramento State Hornets. Running back Jay Green Jr. Explained how important a home game is to the team after being on the road so long.
A home game after such a long stretch of away games definitely is a sigh of relief. Being on the road, especially against our schedule, was really tough. Probably one of the toughest schedules in the Big Sky, I'd say. No excuse, but having a home game is really going to help us as a team. You know, gain our confidence. We're going to be on our home field, have home field advantage, and then have our fans behind us.
The T-Birds lost last year's game against the Hornets 54-27 in Sacramento. The game would be the first start for Aaron Zwollen in a T-Bird uniform. Zwollen will start once again for the T-Birds, as it has been learned that regular starter Chris Helbig may miss the rest of the season due to a shoulder injury suffered 2 weeks ago against the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. SUU football has already begun the paperwork for Helbig to apply for a medical hardship waiver from the NCAA, allowing the sophomore another year of eligibility this year. This year's game at Eccles Coliseum will start at 6 p.m. with the tailgate and the Thunder Walk starting at 3 p.m. outside the stadium. Over to baseball. October isn't only for football, but the MLB playoffs have had some of the best matchups of the season, but none better than the classic rivalry of the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. This felt like a reverse flashback from the 2004 ALCS. This time, the Red Sox were baseball's best team, posting a franchise record of 108 wins on the season, while the Yankees were a wild card team that finished with 100 wins as a wild card team. The series would feature the Bronx Bombers, who posted a Yankees franchise record 267 home runs during the regular season against the Red Sox deadly pitching rotation of Chris Sale, Rick Porcello, and David Price. Price continued his postseason struggles in Game 2 as the Yankees won 6-2. but that would be their only win in the best-of-5 series. The Red Sox posted a 16-1 win in Game 3 behind second baseman Brock Holt, who became the first player in MLB history to hit for the cycle in a postseason game and finished the job Tuesday night 4-3 in Game 4. The win put the Red Sox in the ALCS for the first time since the 2013 season. They will face off against the defending world champions, the Houston Astros, while the Milwaukee Brewers will take on the Los Angeles Dodgers in the NLCS. With the NBA season right around the corner, the Utah Jazz seek to improve themselves from last season, and they might just have the recipe to do so. The team announced yesterday that they have picked up the third-year options on star guard Donovan Mitchell and young center Tony Bradley Jr. Their offseason was a little more quiet than other teams, with the only significant roster change was drafting Duke's controversial senior guard Grayson Allen. The Jazz have started the preseason at 4-0, defeating two different Australian teams, the Perth Wildcats and the Adelaide 36ers, along with the Toronto Raptors and the Portland Trail Blazers. Tonight, Grayson Allen will get to meet up with his college teammate Marvin Bagley III as the Jazz take on the Sacramento Kings. This is where the Jazz season opener will take place on October 17th, while the home opener will be against the defending world champs, the Golden State Warriors, on October 19th at the Vivint Smart Home Arena. That's about it for me. Don't forget to come out to the Eccles Coliseum this Saturday at 6 p.m. to support your T-Birds as they take on Sacramento State for the homecoming game. And don't forget to wear red. That's it for me. For SUTV News, this is Cade Higbee. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for the update, Cade.
We'll be right back.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Hi, I'm Special Agent Diana Berrigan from the TV show White Collar. Did you know that it wasn't until 1972 that the first female earned an FBI Special Agent badge? Now women are helping solve crimes around the world in faraway places like Sarajevo, New Delhi, Lagos, and Tbilisi. To all our women fighting crime at home and overseas, thank you for keeping us safe. Happy anniversary.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hello again, ladies. Is your man the kind of man who would climb the height? I'm in a tight head.
Nice pants.
Get off my horse.
Tie-dad. Beautiful. Like a tie-dad.
Sarah? Sarah!
It's a tie-dad.
Those seeking to learn how to play frisbee golf will soon be able to get plenty of experience at Cedar City's newest course, which will open spring of 2019. Thunderbird Gardens, a popular spot for outdoor activities such as canyoneering, hiking, and mountain biking, will soon host an 18-hole disc golf course, which has undergone construction for several weeks at the location just northeast of town. The course has been designed to be more oriented to beginners, as the driving distance for each hole is less than 300 feet, except for the very last hole. This is incentive for novice disc golfers who may find Cedar's existing courses, Three Peaks or Ironside, too difficult. Danny Strand, crew manager at SUU's Intergovernmental Internship Cooperative and the visionary for the course, said he wanted anybody who walks onto the course to feel confident that they can learn, succeed, and most importantly, have fun. Strand also hopes the increased traffic will help decrease the amount of vandalism in the area.
2 drivers are recovering today after 2 vehicles collided Wednesday morning on the north end of town by Love's Travel Stop. A red Ford pickup truck and a white Toyota Camry collided in the intersection of Canyon Ranch Drive on Main Street, and the force of the impact flopped the truck upside down in the middle of the road. 1 man was rushed to City Hospital and his injuries, while the 3 occupants of the Camry did not report any serious injuries. They received a few minor cuts and scratches. The cause of the crash is being investigated. Cedar City Police Sergeant Jerry Wambach said later no citations would be issued to the drivers. How are the Jazz looking this year, Cade?
Honestly, I'm really excited for the season. I have a lot of high hopes. They have really young roster. Like I briefly mentioned, star guard Donovan Mitchell coming into his 2nd season. He's showing a lot of potential. Ricky Rubio has shown increased numbers and stats for his 1st season with the Jazz. They didn't make a lot of changes, but I'm really looking forward to it.
The lineup looked pretty much exactly identical to last year with Joe Ingles
I love
in there.
sports.
That's great. I mean, I love watching the Jazz. Basketball's one of my favorite sports to watch. Not much of a fan of baseball, although there is big news in baseball, but
definitely
not my
Well, you're definitely going to be excited for the start of this season. I mean, the home opener is against the Warriors, right?
Right.
I mean, Curry's coming.
That's going to be a good game.
It will. Curry's coming to town, Kevin Durant. We are actually the only team to beat them 3-1 last year. So here's to hoping that we put up a good fight against them and maybe make the Western Conference Finals. I guess we'll have to see.
Wait and
that
see.
would be very exciting.
Wow, that would be very
Also,
exciting.
though, this week, homecoming. Who's excited for that?
I'm pretty excited. I'm really hoping it'll be a little bit warmer on Saturday for the game than it is today.
My news report, though, is going to be pretty cold.
It will.
Yeah? At least we're seeing the end of the storm, right?
I don't know.
Are you guys going to go to the pep rally tonight, actually?
I have to be
I'm
there,
going
so
to
yes,
Powder
I'm
Puff.
there
I'm
for
so
fun.
excited
Are you
for
playing
that.
in it?
I'm not playing in it.
but
I
you're
am
going.
No, but I am going to support the team.
That will be
Pep
awesome.
rally, I believe, is directly
Actually,
after.
the pep rally was announced that it was at the Coliseum, but it's been moved to the American First Event Center due to the weather.
Was it because of the weather?
Because it's rainy. So the pep
Good
rally
to
at
know.
8 p.m. is in the American First Event Center.
Good to know. And then tomorrow, correct me if I'm wrong, it is, what's tomorrow's event?
Forever Red.
Forever Red. Hope to see you all there.
Thanks for tuning in. That's all we have. I'm Race Knutson.
I'm Zach Adams.
I'm Carol Cook.
And I'm Kate Higbee. Make sure to tune in for Tuesday for SUTV News.
Peace.
Good cover. Sorry.
We do that every time.
I couldn't.
We always.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No?
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought, and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make